I'm not worried. You're worried. I'm not totally worried whatsoever about the many directions this show can take Clark as Josephine. Not at all. Not at all. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible liar. Yeah, they could go in so many directions with this, and it's absolutely frightening. I mean, last week was absolutely harrowing because Clark was paralyzed, and she could do nothing about the fact that the Lightborns, she could do nothing about the little soul transfer. I mean, it's not really a soul transference, but it may as well be. But the mind overwriting thing, yeah, she could do nothing about that whatsoever. And I mean, Clark's going to come back in some capacity because I think the artificial Nightblood's going to bode well in her favor. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, it's absolutely scary. But yeah, hello everyone, Liam Catterson here. My voice and myself is fully better from last week, and I don't think I recorded the intro for last week, so I'll put a little, well, I would have already put a little disclaimer at the beginning by the time this video is up, because I was checking my files and I was like, ah, crap. But we'll let myself from last week off the hook because I was ill. But yeah, this is, I think this is the Gospel of Josephine. Let me double check. It is. It's the Gospel of Josephine, episode 5 of season 6. Yeah, last week was probably one of the, probably the best episode of season 6 so far. There was a lot of twists. There was a lot of tense moments, backstories were uncovered, and it was really, really great of an episode. Like all of these episodes have been for season 6 of the 100 so far, but last week really, really sent you on the roller coaster, and I'm not talking about the slow incline up. You went down so fast, because that's what happened, especially in the final few moments of last week's episode. Like I said, though, it's going to be absolutely scary to see what's going to happen with Clark being Josephine, and I'm not ready for it. I am so not ready for it. Like, I've been mulling over the possibilities of Josephine potentially flirting with Bellamy, for example, which is not going to be on. That's not on, because that is cheating. Like, well, not just, well, it would depend on what Bellamy he would have to respond with. But I'm not talking about that kind of cheating. I am talking about them using Josephine, using Clark's body as an excuse to put Belloc, but it's not Belloc. You know how paranoid I am right now. No, honestly, they could spin this in so many wrong directions, and I'm really not ready for this. But yeah, with that said, let's just delve right into this episode. This is episode number 5 of season 6. I'll have the extended reaction up on Patreon by now. So with that said, let's go.
Cared for. I was protecting Sanctum from you. So am I.
Damn!
Yours was the last face I saw before I fell. Now we're even.
Tables have turned. Oh,
I
now!
know we have a lot to discuss, but right now, I want to have a shower. Get out of this hideous dress.
It looks nice!
We're from Earth? How many of them are hosts?
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
No way.
Josie,
Did you ask them nicely?
they know Gabriel Targa's host, so of course they said they had none.
Maybe they were telling the truth.
All 13 of us had the blood when we landed. Odds are there are more like Clark.
Maddie,
In the 6 years
no,
that I
no,
was
no,
on
no,
ice.
no.
Not one single. Did this Ferrari I'm wearing consent to giving up her body?
We brought you back because we.
Well, at least she
There was
values
no maybe never.
the body of Clark.
Do not make us regret that decision.
These people.
Then again, after the season that the Ferrari are having.
If they find out we
Clark, chill out. She'll be fine.
chill out.
Very
Happiness
uncharacteristic.
was good on you. I take it you had fun with the doctor?
Killian. Yeah. Let's just say it'll be a while until he recovers.
Ooh! Ouch! Oh, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. Quicksand, quicksand, no.
What the hell is this stuff?
Call it your crucible. The harder you fight, the faster you die.
Oh, no. No.
What? Why are you writing with your right hand?
Clark, are you feeling okay?
Should have brushed up on that homework, Josie.
What's this? This guy metabolizes urea and creatine. Look, it says so right there.
Brush it away. Brush it away.
That's good. Go get Jackson, please.
Hopefully she's being genuine about that and not trying to throw off the scent. Because we need to save Kane. We need to save Kane.
Murphy is kind of cute.
Wrong ship! Wrong ship! Oh my god.
Like father, like son.
The ones they love. Now let's ensure our survival.
Anything.
And get the hell out of here.
Jordan, you beauty, but this might be bad.
Open sesame.
Uh-oh. Jigs up!
Created the flame after Apocalypse 1. She obviously provided the tech to Allegiance 3 before that. That means that...
They're not commanders.
Right.
Exactly.
What the hell are they?
Just with similar technology. Kind of reminds me of a memory stick now, like a mind memory stick, now that I think about it.
And breathing normal. Lower brain function still intact. The body's ready.
The body's ready. Oh no. That's what you think it is. Hoy. It's really daunting. She's watching her, like, kind of origins. I'm sure this is the first mind thing.
You're safe. You're safe now. Hey, just breathe.
Man.
Hey, look at me.
Oh.
Gabriel,
The immortality.
you look like Grandpa.
Oh. It's not entirely monstrous like, oh, we want to do villainous things. But it's wrong.
Did that girl look willing to you?
Shit.
That's how they made it better. Easier. By manipulating people into believing they were sacrificing themselves to some false gods. Becoming one with the primes, like Delilah's mother said.
So much for respecting their faith. I mean, no offense, but you let a bunch of kids fight to the death to become your god.
Murphy, that's enough.
Ooh,
You're okay with this?
That's
Well, I
it.
didn't say that.
I've been there. Self-inflicted. I see you failed at that too. Okay, you're trying my patience, so I'm only gonna say this once.
Just trying to look out for
As long
Octavia.
as you draw breath, you can turn it around. Everybody hates you right now, so what? Talk to me when your face is in the history books next to the worst people that have ever lived.
She's next to Hitler, so she's been there.
Don't tell him anything. The minute you do, he'll leave us here and die.
Doubt.
Suit yourself.
Assumption's the mother of all.
I can wait longer than you.
This guy's chilling.
Or we body snatch more of them and kill the rest so they don't burn Sanctum to the ground. This is what happens when you try making an omelet without breaking any eggs.
He's worried about going down a dark path. What's more darker than stripping away the original host and putting in one of your
and what's the alternative? It's a scientist who made herself from that blood in a lab, the same way Abby did to Clark.
So much for doing better.
I mean, John's got a point, though, to be fair. Uh-oh.
But she's happy, Jordan. She wants you to know that.
This is messed up. You're all burning in hell.
Get you up, Solo. Come now.
Oh, he's testing her!
Give us a minute.
I swear!
Fine. Go in here.
I know he's testing her out.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that last phrase?
Knew it!
Sounds like flashbulb.
Knew it! Knew! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no! No! Dang it! Dang it!
Josephine Lightwood. Nice to meet you.
Oh my god.
Hey, fun's
She's
over,
on top
let's
of him.
talk.
Does that count? What the? Is she shot? Oh shit! Oh! Oh no no no! That's not. Octavia. Oh my god! I love that though, like the scene between her and. Oh.
Replaced pills with this.
Well, at least books are a healthy alternative.
I am trying to get you to see the truth.
Was the only one who tried to stop it.
Happy.
Did you?
I was just doing my job.
Said by every war criminal ever.
I was gonna say that could be the cost of humanity.
You're not Clark.
She a
I'm gonna be
monster.
honest with you, Clark's dead. My parents killed her and brought me back.
Nope, I don't accept that reality.
My question is, how would you like to be immortal too?
Don't you do anything to John Murphy. I will
I'm listening.
No, John, don't! Don't! The offer... This offer is draconic. I don't like it. Don't. Ugh. Another awesome episode, though, of The 100. I really, really enjoyed that. So much. And it's going to be very, very dark. I hope someone's able to stop Murphy from going through this. I can understand why, though, but I'll get to that in a minute. But, yeah, it was really, really great. It was very, very haunting as well, especially when we got into the procedure of the first transplant and how it was also explained, which does kind of remind me of like a blank, like if you have a blank USB and you want to operate a computer, but you can't because there's no OS. What you do is download Windows. I'm giving a tech lesson all of a sudden, but what you do is download Windows 10, for example, put it on a blank memory stick, and feed it into the computer, and you're giving it life. It's literally like that in a sense. Not exactly the brain of the computer, but if you want to use like Windows 10, for example, voila. So yeah. Otherwise, I could make a better analogy with a CPU, since that's basically the brains and all of that. But this is not a tech lesson, Liam. Yeah, it was really, really daunting, though, to just see Sanctum's procedure. The first procedure, it seemed, because they were struggling to bring Josephine back, and they finally did after so many years. And it was really, really haunting. What was haunting, actually, was Josephine was actually looking back at this. Like, it was her first transplant. It was her first transplant. So she was watching this back and taking it all in, soaking in that happy feelings. So yeah, very, very daunting. But it was really, really great of an episode. Yeah, like I said, I understand why Murphy wants this as well. Like, well, he's intrigued on listening to Clark. Well, Josephine, should I say, on the idea on making him immortal, because we know that he's trying to avoid hell. And this is the thing, the offer to jump to immortality, onto, like, it's so interesting. Like, even with Russell, which I'll get to in a minute as well, because there's some interesting dialogues in this episode, but even removing Russell from and his concerns to Josephine, the idea to jump on the immortality bandwagon isn't exactly 100% selfish and villainous, and that's why Murphy is tempted for immortality. Like, when people like people are afraid of death and all of that, they have this worry about what happens, like, after you die, and it's a very, very scary thought. Like, I mentioned this in one of my reactions to the OA, but like, I myself have a fear of death, and immortality does sound very, very tempting. But there's also the downsides of that. Like, you see everyone you love die, and like, you can't. So yeah, there would be that as well. Maybe it would suck for like a long time and all of that. I don't know. No, but in all seriousness, you can't exactly blame these people for wanting immortality and to preserve themselves, because this show has always been about survival. And it's so funny, like, Josephine was talking about her and her bunch facing extinction. They are literally in the shoes of the 100. They were all facing extinction. Like, I think I heard that this show is like a kind of a reboot, and it kind of is, because the people on the people at Sanctum, they are now facing their own, like, well, the Primes, for example, they are facing their own level of extinction. It's more complex, but it's still, but they are still feeling threatened, and they want to survive. And like I said, it's a complex way where they have to do really, really villainous, what seems to be like villainous stuff in order to survive. But like I said, it's not 100% selfish and all of that. It's wrong what they've done to people like Clark and all of that. I'm not going to defend that whatsoever. But they're like I said, at the end of the day, wanting immortality, wanting to avoid extinction, etc., etc., they're not exactly 100% villainous goals at the end of the days, in my opinion. So, whereas I disagree with it completely, and even Bellamy voiced his concerns about what they were doing was wrong, and it is wrong. But at the same time, it's pretty it's pretty easy to like see why they want this, why they have to go. Well, even Russell, for example, is has some humanity in him. It's like I said, they're not exactly full villainous and all of that, but even Russell was like not completely on board with like going through everyone. Josephine does seem to be like a bigger problem. Like, she's more unhinged and she's more of a dangerous character, it seems. But Russell seems to have a bit of restraint. Like, Josephine wanted this breeding program, and Russell was not having any of it. So he was, but this is all desperate times to reunite with Josephine since Rose died. So yeah, but he wasn't on board with, okay, so let's put them all through the breeding program, etc., etc. Like, all the Prime members, let's go through everyone through Earth. Yeah. So I see that restraint, but like I said, even the idea of immortality is not really selfish. But the way they are executing it, and I mean, some, like, we've gone through this show before, and we've seen people do shoddy experimentations, even the people who we support. And whilst it's a bit uncomfortable to watch there, you do see why they wanted, why they had to do what they did. But see, it's very, very, very difficult because you don't want to contradict yourself, because I could see why Abby was, like, for example, that grounder that Imori and Murphy roped in, who was dubbed Bayless and all of that. His life was spared, so Clark, for example, well, Clark did get the Nightblood, but initially the idea was for everyone. Bayless was spared so that people could survive with the end of the world approaching. Extinction was on the horizon, and it's the same thing here. But the way, I don't know, for some reason, I do see this as a more draconic way, even though it's kind of similar, because they they are removing a host in order for others to survive and all of that. The people at Sanctum, same with Mount Weather and all of that. But there does seem to be that there was that remorse, and I think that's why. And it's been eating away at Abby for a long time, which I'll get to in a minute, because it's not just the pills and all of that, and it's not just fighting with Octavia. But like I said, I'll get into that further on. But there was that remorse, and it seems like well, there is that humanity, but Russell doesn't feel guilty about what he's had to do. Like, the body that he possesses now, he doesn't exactly feel guilt and all of that. Whereas there seems to be that little bit of there was that guilt back at Becca's lab. So yeah, but they had to do what they did to survive. Same with Sanctum. So but looking at the way that Josephine was resurrected the first time and all of that, and seeing where Russell and Josephine now is at, it for some reason it does give similar vibes, but it's more crueler. So yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I was gonna get to Abby because I want to stay in touch with relevancy, but we've seen her guilt eating up inside of her in this episode, whilst she's trying to find a way to save Marcus. I really hope he does survive, because his chances are looking very, very slim as of this episode. But fingers crossed. We've done impossible things on the show before, and I'm hoping Kane does survive. But yeah, we saw Abby absolutely under a lot of guilt in this episode, considering she sided with Octavia, and Marcus was the only one who was like, no, we're not having any of this. And Abby deemed Kane worthy of surviving and all of that. But I think that like, it's not just the pills and all of that, because I mean, staying up 2 days is going to be really, really taxing on your mind and going to create a lot of stress anyways. But with everything that's gone on with Becca's lab, with siding with Octavia, with the pills, there's this heavy aura of negativity in Abby's mind as of this point, like, to the point where I don't think there's an ounce of positivity like in Abby at this point, because she's just suffered through hell, some by her own means, and some that we can't support her action. Like, for example, when she shocked Raven, that was really, really cold-hearted and all of that. But like, she has never, like, literally, she is shrouded with so much negativity that she feels like she deserves death. Like, if death came to her, she'd be like, well, I accept this, but at least let me save Kane first. So yeah, Octavia and Diosa's bit was really, really awesome as well. Like, it's great to see the difference between the two characters who are literally wearing the same shoes. Like, they're not well admired, but Diosa has been there, and Octavia has been ready to die for quite some time. Like, she reveled in being beaten up on the ship and all of that. She's hoping for death, and Diosa is trying to offer her, like, her own like, paradise, like something to fight for, etc. So she's trying to help Octavia out, which I really, really did love seeing Diosa being the wiser head, not just in trying to keep Octavia alive. Well, mentally as well, but also physically, because Octavia was rushing through that quicksand thingy-mabob, and Dioza was like, well, you know, you're making it really worse for yourself, and Octavia was like, yeah, well, I'm not listening to you. But it was great to see Dioza try to offer some advice to Octavia, which I really, really loved. But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed that episode so much. Eliza did really, really fantastic portraying Josephine. Very, very scary. And I'm glad that they did not stretch out, oh, so this character is actually this character, and everyone was so oblivious for like several episodes, etc. I know it's impossible because, well, it's literally like there's several episodes left of this season, but you get the idea that I'm glad that they did not stretch out the secret for quite a long time. If anything, they really went to it in terms of having people know, like Bellamy and that. So yeah, oh crap, really? I'm seeing a trailer. It's coming out on a Thursday again. I'm always out on a Thursday, dude. Why? Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna rant again. No, in all seriousness though, yeah, I really, really enjoyed Eliza's portrayal as Josephine, and I really, really loved some of the tactics like that was pulled. Like Clark is left-handed, and she wrote with her right hand, and Abby was like, that's not right. Bellamy spoke in Shriek language as well, which really confused Josephine, and that was when the jig was up and all of that, as well as conflicting ideals, which is so uncharacteristic for Clark. So I really, really enjoyed this episode so much. Yeah, it was really, really daunting, and it was great to see Josephine trying to avoid the obstacles, but it did come back to bite her on the ass when Bellamy found out. So yeah, but it was really, really great. Like I said, Eliza did fantastic in portraying a more looser character, because this is a character that is completely new to her, but same in a sense as well. Like, she's still on the same show, but she's a new character, so she's allowed to let loose a bit, and it was really, really fantastic stuff to see. But yeah, this was a great episode of The 100, and I'm really scared for Murphy. Hopefully his mind won't be stored in that chip or whatever, but we'll just have to wait and see if someone can save Murphy and all of that, even though he might not want it, because this immortality is tempting for a man who's afraid to go to hell. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my Media Feature channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!